and will receive. Captains for E.D. Whiteworth, 78. Brooks Bowen, number 36. Benjamin Jackson, and number 17, Jake Haley. That was the Cardinals. Captains for the Bulldogs. Number 11, Hunter Guidry. Number 34, Liam Emard. Number 80, Julian Bernard. And 82, Joshua Ogel. Our coin toss is brought to you by State Bank and Trust Company, and our starting lineups, once again, brought to you by Lady of the Sea General Hospital. Cardinals are set to kick. Back deep for the Bulldogs. Yellow numbers, Casey.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle tonight.
Anderson False is set to kick for the Cardinals.
Special teams is something that E.D. White is really good at. Let's see if they could get a good deep kickoff here.
Filinich standing back about at his 12-yard line, awaiting the kick. Approaches the ball. We're underway. Short kick bounces around the 30. Picked up by Filinich at the 30. Crosses over to the 35. Falls forward to the 36, 37-yard line. So the Bulldogs will open up. Great field position. They're going to spot the ball around the 37-yard line.
Yes, indeed. Really good starting field position for LCO.
Quarterbacking for the Bulldogs is number 4, Brady Griffin. In the backfield, he'll have Filinich, Richard L., and Lyons. Their receivers are Griffin and Oakland. 1st and 10, just on the way here at Yaki Bernard Field on the campus of E.D. White Catholic High School.
E.D. White looks like they're in a 4-4 defensive alignment.
Griffin under center. 2-back set. Long count, gets the snap. Will hand to Filinich on the right side. Tries to turn up the field. That would be a loss of 2 on the play. Good pressure from the E.D. White defensive front on their left side.
Guess who? We were talking about him before the game. 76, Colton Duplantis blew that one up. That's a name, Brian. Little spoiler alert, we're going to be calling that name out a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's a big boy up there.
They're very, very excited about him here in Thibodaux. 8th grader with a very bright future.
That'll bring up 2nd and 12. Ball spotted the Bulldog 35-yard line. Man in motion. They got twins to the near side of the field. Griffin calling for the snap. Man in motion. Given to the fullback up the middle. Very little gain. Maybe picks up 1 on the play. I believe that was Lyons on the carry.
Yes, sir.
Gave it to the fullback Lyons. Picks up 1. They're forced a 3rd and long situation early on here for the Bulldogs. Their opening drive of the game.
This is not where LCO would ideally want to be. They want to stay ahead of the chains. Give a shout out to Carson Nolan, who was one of the guys in on the tackle.
See the Bulldogs try and go something wide here, but maybe tough going. E.D. White is quick on defense.
Yeah, they are.
Shotgun set. Twin receivers to the near side. Hard count.
Got him.
And we'll have a flag. So Bulldogs will pick up 5. Good job of the Bulldogs staying disciplined on offense, going with the hard count, and got the Cardinals to jump.
Yep. 76 Duplantis has been in the backfield 2 plays in a row. There you get him to jump into the neutral zone. You use that aggression against him and get 5 free yards.
That'll bring the ball up to the Bulldog 41-yard line. 3rd and 6. Shotgun set. Griffin drops back, finds a guy, incomplete. Had a receiver open at around the 45-yard line. I believe that was Richard L., number 24, on the attempt. Pass goes incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and 6, and the Bulldogs are sending their punt team in.
Yeah, a lot of early pressure there on the inside. Forced a rushed throw. Now let's see if LCO could flip the field a little bit on this 4th down punt.
Bulldogs in punt formation. The snap. The punt is off. Oh. Hunter gets the ball. He's at the 40 trying to get the 1st down. He crosses midfield, picks up a 1st down.
What happened there?
What happened on there.
Yeah, I thought he kicked the ball, and it doesn't look like he ever did. Like he pump faked and then kept it and ran for a 1st down. So how about that? I don't know that that was by design by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to work out for LCO. They'll keep the ball across midfield.
I apologize on that one. I'm not sure what happened. I was looking somewhere else.
No, my eyes went down the field too. I thought he punted it, but apparently he never did.
So they'll pick up the first down, cross midfield, ball spotted at the Cardinal 49-yard line.
And Coach Jonathan Keefe is used to seeing a pump fake or two. He's the basketball coach here at E.D. White, also the freshman football coach.
Bulldogs at wing T formation. Griffin directing traffic. The snap. Given on the cross to Filinich, trying to cut to the outside, turned inside, picked up about 2 on the play. Nice counter play from the Bulldogs. They had a hole. Cardinal just closed real quick on the ball.
Yeah, good pursuit from E.D. White, but also a good hole up front and a good surge by LCO, getting a little push.
So Filinich picks up about 2.5 on the play. You call it 2nd and 8. Opening drive of the game, 5 minutes to go. The opening period. Bulldogs won the toss, take the ball. Griffin's under center. Calls for the snap. Gives it to Richard L on the left side, trying to cut to the outside. He'll give up ground. He'll lose about 4 on the play. Trying hard to get to the outside, but E.D. White is too quick. Came up and shut that play down.
Yeah, E.D. White's linebackers were very quick in pursuit that time, flying to the ball. So number 31 out there. That's Channing Semino. And setting up another 3rd and long.
That'll bring up 3rd and 12.
One positive, though, Brian, we said in the open, LCO had to possess the ball. They've already eaten up half of the first quarter here.
Elijah Griffin for the Bulldogs will set on the left side. Trip formation to the wide side. Griffin in the center will reverse coming this way.
Got room.
To the 50 to 45 to 40. Can he get past the defender? He does. That's Filinich on the carry. Looking for a horse collar. He'll pick up the first down. They'll spot the ball at the 30-yard line. So a nice reverse from the Bulldogs. Picks up another first down.
So they get the first down on the punt, which I don't think was intended to be a trick play, and then they just come with the trick play on the reverse. Filinich gets it to the 30-yard line. Keep the drive moving. Keep the clock grinding down. This is a really good and really inspiring opening drive for LCO.
And we talked about it all the time, the wing T. You can hit them inside. You can hit them outside. And these counter plays are working for the Bulldogs early on. Griffin under center, man in motion. He's given to the up back. That's Richard L.
Ooh.
Trying to pick up a few yards.
Good hard running there.
No, that's 25.
Lions.
That's Lions.
On the tackle for E.D. White was number 32, which is Landon Melvin.
And we'll have a timeout. We'll keep it here. We're just on the way. 3:01 to go in the opening period. I'm not sure if it's a heat and humidity or if the Cardinals called timeout, but either way, I think the Cardinals really needed a timeout here.
Yeah, I think it was a, hey, guys, let's snap out of it timeout. They have not they've given up a couple of big plays, and now E.D. White is in danger of giving up the early lead. If LCO could finish this drive, the Bulldogs have already eaten a large chunk of that first quarter. Boy, you know Coach Nessie Pierce and his staff would love to get that early lead, cash in this drive.
Look, that'll be big for a team coming on the road. You have a few injuries. If you can come out and score your first possession, get your team some confidence.
Yeah, it just lets everybody in the locker room know, hey, like we could do this today. We could pull this thing off. And let's see, they're already to the 26-yard line. They are ahead of the chains, which is something they've struggled with, playing a 2nd and 6. The whole playbook will be open to the Dogs here.
Coach Pierce giving his final instructions to his team on the sideline. Bulldogs getting to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers to the wide side. Wing T set. Griffin calls for the ball, gets it to Filinich on the right, cuts up the middle, pick up a few on the play. That will bring up a third and about 2. Nice cut by Filinich. Kind of on that bug sweep. He planted that foot and turned right up on the inside. Picked up positive yards.
The play was designed for Lakin to go outside towards the sideline. It wasn't there. So as you said, he just cut like lightning onto the inside where the yardage was, sets up a 3rd and 2. I think we'll see the Dogs come with a hard count here before snapping this football.
Wouldn't be a bad thing. Lions and Richard out in the backfield. Filinich at the wing. Filinich in motion. Giving to Lions of the middle. Pushing forward. Short of the first down. No gain on the play. That'll bring up a 4th down. That's big to Duplantis once again. Stuffing that run.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he's a load there. He's got a motor. This is going to be a huge play. LCO has grinded more than 6 minutes off the clock here, but you really would love to get some points sitting just 22 yards away from the end zone.
Right here may be your hard count right here, and if not, just take the clock down and call a timeout.
They have been in the huddle for quite some time. I think that is what Coach Nessie Pierce may be doing. The receiver that's going to signal in the play hasn't even gone to the huddle yet. So, yeah, this is going to be a timeout.
We're waiting. Yes, Coach Pierce will call a timeout. So at 1:26 to go in the opening period, we have no score here. Luke, let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. We're going to be right back in 30 seconds. Bulldogs are facing a 4th and 2. They're at their Cardinal 22-yard line. A good opening drive for the Bulldogs.
Hey, Luke, make sure you fought us down during timeout.
Coach Pierce gave his team his final instructions, and we're set. Big 4th down play, Casey Gisclair.
Yeah, you think Filinich is probably going to be the guy they're going to be looking for. He's flanked out to the left, Lions in the middle. Let's see what they come with.
Griffin under center. Man in motion. Richardale. Toss to Richardale. Trying to get to the outside. He will not. He'll lose about 3 on the play.
That's who on the tackle.
Duplantis once again. So the Cardinals will take over on downs. They tried to get to the wide side of the field, but E.D. wanted just a little bit too quick on that outside. But good opening drive for the Bulldogs.
Yeah. You start in your own territory. You move it into their territory. You eat up a big chunk of the first quarter. Now you got to lean on your defense. Try to get a stop here.
So the Cardinals will take over at their own 25-yard line. 1:21 to go in this first period. We have no score. Wyatt Mathern.
For those just tuning in, we said it in the open. They're going to run a triple option offense just like the varsity does. A lot of people are going to touch the football. Got to stay with your assignments here.
We have a new quarterback already. Handoff right up the middle to number 31. He crosses the 30-yard line, falls forward to the 31-yard line. That's Semino on the carry.
Good hard run by Semino that time. He was hit at the line of scrimmage. He just kept his legs pumping, driving forward, got about 6 yards.
Yeah, they had quarterback. They had Wyatt Mathern that was warming up.
It looks like it's
number 2,
which would be Grant Gibbons. Yep, that sure is 2.
Gibbons gives to the back. He tries to turn up the middle, getting to the outside. He crosses the 35. That'll bring it's close to a first down. See where the spot.
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
So they pick up the first down.
Pretty good pursuit by LCO that time, but a good job again by the Cardinal ball carrier falling forward.
So the Cardinals pick up the first down.
Might be the last play of the first quarter here, B.
Ball's tossed. Number 24 trying to get to the outside. He's at the 35, the 40. Gets to the outside. He'll be short of the first down, but a pickup of about 9 on the play. That is Graham Weber on the carry.
And that will take
the
us
Cardinals.
to the end of the quarter. Oh, nope, they stopped it with 0.4
Wow.
to move the chains. Now it's the end of the quarter.
10 yards.
Right. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Luke, let's go ahead and take a 1-minute break. You're listening to Middle School Football right here on KLED.
That's in the first quarter.
Gibbons gives it to the fullback, trying to get to the outside.
Ooh.
That's Semino fighting hard for yardage. He picks up about 3 on the play. Good job by the Bulldog front, corralling Semino for a short gain.
I'll tell you, the defensive line of LCO is holding up. They're not getting blown off the ball. EDY's breaking a couple of tackles to get the yards that they get, but there's not a tremendous push.
2nd and 7. Gibbons will be under center. Two-back set with a wing. Toss to the outside. Gets to the 50. Turns up on the inside. Fighting for yardage is number 20. Maddox Charlotte picks up the first down for the Cardinals.
Good hard run from Charlotte. One thing that LCO is trying to do that EDY is going to have to be aware of, LCO is trying to pull that ball out in that pile. So far, the Cardinals have hung on to it.
So the Cardinals pick up another first down. 6:55 to go in the second period. No score. Gibbons under center. Gives to the fullback. Fighting for yards. He's hit. The line of scrimmage breaks the tackle. He's 35 to 30 to 20. Drug inside the 20 to the 15-yard line. That's number 20.
Just what we were talking about, Brian, is got hit at the line. Just broke a tackle, kept the legs moving, and that was Charlotte on the carry. Now LCO's defense got to stiffen up. The Cardinals got the red zone stop. Now it's time for LCO to try to do the same.
So the Cardinals are playing a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Coach Sweatman is in the backfield. Man in motion. Giving to Sweatman on the left side. Fighting for yardage. He gets to the 10. Falls forward inside the 10. To the 9. That was Sweatman. He may have had that carry last, Casey.
The last play?
Yes,
okay.
20 and 40.
40. Okay, there we go.
So Coach Sweatman, again, carries the ball to about the inside the 10, almost at the 9-yard line. Be about, let's play a 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals. Sweatman again in the backfield. Charlotte on a wing, along with False. Gibbons, toss to Charlotte, trying to get to the outside, turns up the field. Trying to get to the 5-yard line. He will be short
It was hit hard.
Shy of the 5. Spotted around the 6. Will bring up a 3rd and 1.
Good open field tackle by the Bulldogs there in pursuit. As E.D. White shuffling in a bunch of personnel
4
here.
in, 4 out for the Cardinals.
Maybe getting a little bit of a heavier package. Tell you what, their original package is pretty doggone heavy too.
3 back set. Gibbons under center. Man in motion. They'll give it right up the middle. Good tackle.
Yeah.
Ball was given to Semino on the left side. Good job by the Bulldog front. Picks up the first down, but stopped them shy at the goal line.
It was maybe Richardell that got in there and snuck in for the tackle. Again, we're struggling with the LCO numbers. They're wearing white tops with yellow numbers. It's really hard for us to make them out, but I think that was Leo Richardell on the stop.
Cardinals are playing a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And we'll have a whistle.
Timeout, E.D. White.
E.D. White will call a timeout.
Timeout.
We'll keep it here with 4:18 to go in the second quarter. Fast
Yes,
first half.
indeed.
Bulldogs took the opening kickoff and marched all the way down and failed to score, but took a lot of time off the clock.
Look, we started the game right at 6. It's 6:23, and we're approaching halftime. So that just goes to show the game is blurring on by. That's what happens when 2 teams run the football, stay in bounds, and there's no penalties, man. That clock continues to move.
Tomorrow evening, we're at South Lafourche, Golden Medal. First time we get to see them in action.
I love watching Golden Medal play, and we're super jacked up about that, but I also love watching Bayou Blue play, man. They play so hard. I saw them in the Jamboree. They still have a team of scrappy guys. That's going to be a very hard-fought game tomorrow out at Memorial Stadium.
Both teams are coming back out on the field. 1st and goal for the Cardinals.
Cardinals play 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Look who's in the backfield.
Oh, they got big boy in there. Duplantis.
Plantis fumbled snap. Gibbons will try and pick the ball up, but good job by the Bulldog defense.
I think that was Richardell again.
Mishandled the snap, and Gibbons tried to pick it up and go forward, but Richardell said, no, sir. So no gain on the play, brings up a 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
3:50 and counting in the opening half. First possession for E.D. White. Just 1 possession each as the clock is grinded down. 2 big, long drives for both teams.
Sweatman and Semino in the backfield, along with Big Duplantis. He's in motion, given up the middle to Sweatman. He's on the left side. He'll walk in. That was Semino on the carry for the Cardinals. Just good off-tackle play.
Yeah, they ran off tackle, had a little push by the line, and they also had Duplantis clearing the way. And E.D. White strikes first, and now we'll see if they can convert the extra point on a wet day.
Number 15, Anderson False.
Tell you, I saw in the Jamboree he was money. He's got a big leg. Let's see if he can power this one home. Ooh,
the snap is high. Bulldogs will corral him, so the conversion is no good.
That could be a big play.
So 3:30 to go in the second quarter. Our scores: E.D. White 6, LCO 0. You're listening to Middle School Football. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on KLEB. And welcome back. False to set the kickoff for the Cardinals. Filinich back deep. Nice kickoff to Filinich at about the 17. Turns to the right side. He's at the 30, 35, trying to get to the 40. He'll be stopped shy of the 40, about the 38-yard line. So good return once again from the Bulldogs and Filinich, giving his team good field position.
So now if you're LCO, the dilemma is you're not a big chunk offense, but you got 3:24 to play with. So you don't want to go so fast that you make some mistakes, but you do want to give yourself a chance to try to score before the half. Be curious to see what Coach Pierce dials up here.
Score here would be big for the Bulldogs. Brady Griffin quarterbacking for the LCO Bulldogs.
In the gun.
Gun, 3 receiver set to the wide side. Griffin to Lyons. Lyons at the 40. Pushing forward. Good tough run. Picks up some tough yardage for the Bulldogs. That'll give them a gain of about 5 on the play. Nice run from Tyler Lyons for the Bulldogs.
The more I see of him, the more I like him. He runs the ball hard, protects the football. Of course, that's the little brother of Nyla Lyons, so got the good pedigree there.
2nd and 5, and the thing he runs forward, he falls forward. Kind of reminds me of Meathead.
I was just about to say, very similar to Meathead the way he runs the ball.
2nd and 5, 2:50 and counting to go in the second period. Griffin is under center. Man in motion. Ball's given the Lions back up the middle, fighting hard. Falls forward.
First down.
Picks up the first down. So nice run once again from Lions. And good job at the Bulldog. Man, I'm going to say the Bulldog offensive line picking up good yards.
You said this morning you were going to say the Tarpons throughout the broadcast.
I said it about 3 times, I think, already.
You see clock becoming a factor, though. They've still got 51 yards to go. They're right at the 2-minute mark. They're going to have to get a big chunk here.
Bulldogs getting their formation set. Filinich keeps it. Trying to get to the outside. Breaks the tackle. Breaks the second tackle in midfield. The 40. He's at the 35 to 30. 25, 20. 15, 10. Can he stay in bounds? No. He steps out of bounds. Nice run by Lakin Filinich all the way down to the 10-yard line. Broke a couple of tackles in the backfield. Now the Bulldogs are in business here. 1st and goal.
There's your chunk. Filinich gets to the corner, breaks some tackles, gets it right to the 10-yard line, and just like that, LCO is in business.
Clock is running. Plenty time. Not sure why the clock is running.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that one. I thought they shoved him out. And frankly, I don't know that LCO is aware that the clock is running.
1:23 and counting. Griffin is under center. The snap. Give it to the up back, right up the middle. Inside the 5, falls hard. Touchdown, Bulldog.
Very nice hold by the offensive line. What an answer for LCO.
Right up the middle and a quick hit play. Bulldogs tie it with a 2-point conversion pending.
Yeah, you got them to have a miscue on the extra point play. Now, if you could punch this in, you have a chance to maybe set yourself in position and take a lead going to the lockers.
Late substitution from the Cardinals, and we'll have a whistle, and the Cardinals will call a timeout.
So, Brian, that's significant for the rest of the half, and that's EDY's last time out. So when they get the football, they're going to have no means to stop the clock. So we'll keep our eyes on that one with 1:09 to go in the opening half. But boy, what a drive and an answer from LCO. The big one by Filinich sparked the touchdown run. But those big boys up front on that fullback dive got a big push.
Yeah, that was a quick play, and he hit the hole hard. 1:09 to go.
Big 3 yards here for LCO to try to get. Give yourself a chance to maybe try to take the lead. But remember, we said in the open, hey, you got to possess the ball and you got to get off to a strong start. Check, check. LCO has done that. They have established themselves as being a threat in this ball game.
And how you beat an EDY team, 1 possession in the first half.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So we're set to play. Bulldogs, very important 2-point conversion. See, Coach Pierce can dial up here. Filinich is on the wing. Griffin under center. Filinich in motion. Ball's given to Richard on the left side. He's into the end zone. Did he mark him in? That's close. No.
Oh, man. Man, that must have been close.
Good job by the Bulldog offensive left side. Had a hole. Very close from getting in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
It looked like, Brian, that his feet got real close, but he never was able to, like, extend the ball out. If he would have been able to just kind of stick it out there, he probably would have gotten in.
So at 1:09 to go in the second quarter, we all tied up at 6 in one heck of a first half by both of these teams.
Now, LCO gave up a late first half touchdown to Thibodeau that doomed them. There's a big 109. You can't let up anything. They have no timeouts. They're probably going to throw a little bit. They showed in the Jamboree they can put it in the air a little bit. You gotta get to the half clean here if you are LCO.
The Bulldogs have 10.
Need one more? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there he comes.
Yeah, now for the Bulldogs, it starts off with this kick coverage.
Yes, indeed. You got to cover the kick for sure.
Set the kick off back deep for the Cardinals. Sternfeld bobbles the ball. Ball's at the 20. He picks it up, trying to get to the outside. He will not. Great open field tackle. From the Bulldogs, number 17 on the tackle. Carson Cortez.
So, not great opening field position for E.D. White. See how aggressive Coach Keefe decides to be.
Well, they get the ball the second half, but I think you try and be pretty aggressive right here.
Similar situation to what we saw Friday with the Tarpons. Maybe you just come with a run play. If you break it, get on the ball. If not, kind of take the air out of it a little bit.
Gibbons in at quarterback. Good play by the Bulldogs. Tried to do a little quick handoff to the outside. The Lion says, no siree. Tackled for a huge loss of about 4 on the play. Clock running. Cardinals will go no huddle. Gibbons spikes the ball.
Ooh, I'm a little surprised by that one.
Clock still running. It stops.
Coach Keefe is not happy. I don't think he dialed up the spike either. You clocked it, but now it's 3rd and 15, which gives LCO the chance to make you punt if they could get a stop here. They call the timeout, and we say this all the time, middle school punting is an adventure, man. So if you could get the stop here.
I'm not sure that's what the Cardinals wanted to do, but the clock is stopped with 41.4 seconds with lightning in the distance.
Hope it's, way, way in the distance.
Gibbons in the center. Seminoles in the backfield. Man in motion. Miscommunication in the backfield.
Man.
Bulldogs will get a sack on the play. And clock is running.
Yeah, a little surprised LCO is not calling a timeout here.
So with 20 seconds in count, and it's 4th down, but The Cardinals can take this into half. 10 seconds and count, and no one will stop the clock. That'll bring us to halftime with our score LCO 6, ED White 6. We can take a 3-minute break. You're listening to Middle School Football on Tape LED.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar, go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
Has set the kickoff for the Bulldogs. Back deep for the Cardinals. Number 3, Sternfeld, and number 20, Charlotte. Onside kick does not go 10 yards, and the Cardinals will take over.
Not a terrible idea by LCO, and also a very heady play by the EDY guys to know, hey, it didn't go 10 yards, I ain't touching it.
You know what that's called?
Great coaching. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Because we see a lot of times the high school kids are not aware of that. So the fact that the middle schoolers were, that shows that they rep that situation an awful lot.
Yeah, that is a great job by the Cardinals. So they're going to have great field position inside Bulldog territory to start this second half.
First down.
Looks like Wyatt Mathern will be in at quarterback for the Cardinals.
Whistle. There we go. They were just on the ball before the play clock started. That's all it was.
Thurn in the quarterback. Gives it to the fullback up the middle. Strong push up the front. Offensive line for the Cardinals just moving that Bulldog defense. That was number 40 on the carry. Sweatman picks up about 12 or so on the play.
Yeah, remember when we said right before the second half kickoff that E.D. White was getting talked to in the halftime? Yeah, they fired off pretty hard there. See if LCO could stiffen up here in the second play of the half.
Mathern under center. Sweatman lone back. Fullback, man in motion. Giving a Sweatman up the middle. Hard, tough yards. Good job by the Bulldog front. We got whistles on the play. Don't see a flag.
Yeah, there's no flag. I think it's just a little warning. There was a little pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Sweatman will pick up about 4 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Cardinals. 2 receivers to the near side. Sweatman's in the back behind Mathern. Man in motion. It's a toss play. Trying to get to the outside. He turns up the field to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. All the way touchdown. That's Weber on a touchdown run. About 27, 28-yard touchdown run from Weber on a toss play gives the Cardinals a 12-6 lead.
Great answer from E.D. White after getting stopped before the half. They come down the field, aided by some pretty good field position and drive down the field. Now let's see if they can convert the try. Yeah. Oh, they're going for two.
Going for 2. Mathern under center. That's given a 31 on the left side. Seminole. He gets in the end zone for the conversion. So with 6:40 to go in the third period, I'll score now. E.D. White 14, LCO 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds, Luke. 30 seconds right here on KLAB. And we're back. The Cardinals just took a 14-6 lead with 6:40 to go in the third period. False is set to kick off for the Cardinals. Filling it deep for the Bulldogs, standing at about a 16-yard line.
Going to come here. They're all going to run to the ball and then stop.
Waiting for the official to give us the already, and we do. You've seen them a time or two.
Yeah.
So False is going to kick it off for the Cardinals. He's set to approach the ball. And the kick is a high kick. Field the ball.
Ooh.
The ball's going to be fielded around the 33-yard line.
See, Lions
That
caught
looks
it.
to be Lions.
Yeah,
yes.
he caught it, but he went to a knee as soon as he caught it, so it was dead there.
Good job by catching the ball. He backed up a little and kind of threw him off balance and just fell. But good field position at about their 32-yard line.
I would say a little Willie Mays-esque, but Tyler's going to listen to this and say, who the heck is Willie Mays? Which is going to make both of us feel old.
Bulldogs' first possession of the second half. In the huddle. Griffin will get his team to the line of scrimmage. Lions, Richard L., Filinich, the trio in the back. Long count. Giving the Lions on the right side. He's fighting for yards. Tough run up the middle. Picks up about 7 on the play. Nice run from Tyler Lyons.
BJ Young, if you're watching, you got a good ball player coming your way next season. Tyler Lyons runs hard. Got 7 there. And the thing about him, you mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, Brian, he always falls forward, which when you're close to 6 foot, that's an extra 1.5 yards, 2 yards at the end of every run.
And we got to give credit to those big dogs up front.
Yep.
Getting a good push up front, starting with the center, Noah Gidrick. Receiver split out wide to the right. Oh, Bulldogs jump. Went on a hard count and jump.
Yeah.
That'll back the Bulldogs up 5.
That's one that will drive you crazy. You just got about 7 yards on first down, and now you got to walk it back 5. Negates the big play you had.
Yeah, and I like the idea with the Bulldogs trying to keep the Cardinals off balance, and so you can get a good push up front.
Yep, you popped them with it once earlier.
Bulldogs break the huddle. Griffin under center, calls for the ball. The crisscross reverse. Richard trying to get to the outside, breaks one tackle. Trying to break a second. He does not. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So Bulldogs come with some trickeration once again. Richard picks up a couple on the play. That'll bring up a third and about 5.
A lot of guys playing both ways for EDY. Sternfels and Sweatman, 2 guys that we see on the offensive side there, were in on the tackle.
Bulldogs have the ball, their own 38-yard line, 4:40 and counting in the third period. They trail 14-6.
Huge couple of plays here for LCO. You're down 8 now. It is in the second half. You're not an offense that usually gets big plays. You're kind of more methodical. You got to get the first down here and stay on the field.
Bulldogs getting their formation set. Under center, hard count. The snap, given up the middle on the right side to Lyons. He'll pick up a couple. That'll bring up a 4th down play in about 3.
Yeah, he got a little closer. Didn't get it, but he got a little closer. Now it's decision time if you're Coach Pierce.
Yeah, I believe Coach Pierce knew all along this was going to be a 4-down territory for him. He had 2 plays.
I think it's the right call, too, given the stage of the game.
Elijah Griffin brings the play in from Coach Pierce from the sideline. Griffin will go wide left. Receiver split out to the short side of the field. Man in motion. That's Filinich with the ball. Gets to the outside. He's at the 40. Gets the first down. And just a yard or 2 more. Nice closing play by the Cardinals. I believe that was number 32, Mathern.
Coaching 101, you need 2 yards. You just go ahead and say, to heck with a handoff. We're going to snap it directly to our best player. We're going to block out to the sideline, let him turn the corner. He got you forward. Really nice play.
So the Bulldogs pick up the first. How many times we've seen that where direct snaps to quarterbacks and they just keep it?
Absolutely. Thibodeau Middle School did a ton of that last week against LCO, and the Bulldogs delivered there.
So the Dogs have it 1st and 10, and we'll have a timeout. 2:44 to go in the third period. Our score is 14-6. Luke, let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Middle School Football on KLEB.
Yeah.
Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Bulldogs 1st and 10. Bulldogs will again have 2 receivers to the near side. Long snap. Ball's given to Filinich on a sweep. He's at the 45 trying to get to midfield. He'll be tackled shy midfield. Pickup of about 4 on the play.
He's explosive, man. Even there, like it was a short game, but he just hits that hole so hard.
Yes, it's a great point. You can see just how he explodes and just hits the field, and his vision is outstanding. Brings up a 2nd and about 6. Bulldogs in no hurry. Plenty time to go here and still in the third period. Bulldogs getting their formation set. A little confused here. 2 receivers to the far side. Man in motion. He's giving up the middle to Lyons. Fights hard. Crosses midfield. Shy of first down, but it'll bring up a 3rd and about 2.
A good quick hitter there. Very quick handoff. Lions shot through that hole.
They send Filinich in motion. A little bit of eye candy, and they try to hit those quick plays. See if they can come with that same play again.
Another big down. E.D. White shuffling a lot of personnel. Boy, they got a big roster, and they play a lot of them.
They do. Receivers to the near side. Under center is Griffin. All snap, giving a Filinich on that sweep again. This time he'll be tackled in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Too much penetration that side on the Bulldog right side of their offensive line.
Yeah, E.D. White said, hey, we're tired of seeing 10 run for first downs. They kind of keyed on him there. Had a lot of penetration. Again, 4-down territory, 4th and 4 for LCO in the very late stages of the third quarter with 34 seconds and counting.
Let's see if the Bulldogs will get a play off before the end of the quarter. Look for a counter play with Richard Air.
Opposite Filinich counter the other way. That would be a really good call here.
19 seconds. They should get the play off. Plenty time. Formation is set. Receivers to the wide side. Griffin, just a handoff from the left side to Lyons. He falls forward. I think he's got the first down.
Yes, tremendous individual effort from Lyons. That's the final play of the third quarter, and it gives LCO some momentum heading to the fourth. with the Bulldogs down 8 and on the move.
That is a nice play from Lions right there, and the Bulldogs on the left side. That brings us to the end of the third quarter with our score. ED White 14, LCO 6. We're going to be back in 1 minute right here on KLEB.
The teams are going at one another. Good sportsmanship both ways. Like this is what it's all about. This has been a really good ball game.
Bulldogs break the huddle. Lions at the fullback position. Griffin is under center. The snap. Reverse to the outside. Filinich at midfield. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. Knocked out of bounds inside the 20. On a great call from Coach Nessie Pierce to start the fourth period.
You hit them on the inside a couple times, then you kind of lull them to sleep and pop it to the outside. A great run from Filinich. And again, the Bulldogs are on the move.
Bulldogs inside the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at the 19.
And a line change for EDY. Boy, they saw about 8-9 guys off the field on that play. And something that I love to see, Brian, look who's sitting over there in that end zone. Kyle is saying he studies every level of this program. I know he's watching this one closely.
Bulldogs formation set. Lions in the backfield. Man in motion. Fake given to Lions up the middle. He's going to be stopped for no gain on the play. Trying to get Filinich in motion and give to Lions, but the Cardinals were right up the middle.
I think there's a flag on the play, Brian, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there is. First one of the night. Looks like it might be on LCO as they're talking to Coach Keefe.
So holding is the call on the Bulldogs. That'll back them up.
Yeah, that hurts.
That'll back them up to the 30-yard line. They got to get inside the 10 to the 9 for a first.
Yeah, first and right at 20.
Shotgun set. We'll have a receiver. That was Filinich who jumped. That'll back him up 5. Bulldogs going the wrong way at the moment.
Yeah, the wrong time of the game to start committing a couple of violations. They had been penalty-free throughout the night, now 2 in a row. First and 25.
Clock is running. It's starting to be a little bit of a factor here. Figure this would be the Bulldog drive here. You may not get another drive. First and 25. Shotgun set from the Bulldogs. Griffin drops back. Heavy pressure, tries to throw right up the middle, incomplete. Too much pressure from the Cardinals up the middle.
Yep.
Griffin didn't have much time to do anything.
Actually, good job there by Griffin to just get it out of his hands. As you're right, there was so much pressure.
That'll bring up 2nd and 25.
And Brian, you know, I was talking earlier about Kyle being in the end zone watching his middle school program. We got some guys who play in the high school varsity team sitting below us chanting defense.
Yes.
And like, they care over here, man. They want to win at every level. Kyle has told us on the radio, hey, anytime any of our greats take the field, we want to win. And that's why they are where they are, quite frankly.
2nd and 25. Bulldogs have a ways to go. Griffin, the snap. Counter play to Filinich, breaks the tackle inside. He's at the 30, trying to get inside the 30. He does, falls forward to around the 28-yard line. Almost broken.
Took the words out of my mouth. He was one broken tackle away from really popping a long one there, but a good open field tackle by the Cardinals.
Bulldogs will play a 3rd and long. See if they come, just flip-flop your formation, run the same thing back the other way.
And you're right, that clock is winding down. 5:33 and ticking. With the way E.D. White runs that option, you got to think opportunities for LCO are going to be limited. It's pretty much got to happen on this drive.
We receiver set to the wide side. Griffin. Counter play coming back this way. This time, Filinich tries to break a tackle, breaks one, will not break another one. That time there was too much penetration on the play side.
Yeah, the young man for EDY nearly took the handoff. There was just a lot of interior penetration that time.
That'll bring up a 4th down for the Bulldogs. 4:46 to go. Bulldogs trail 14-6.
You know what's crazy is usually you would say, well, there's not a whole lot in the playbook for 4th and 20. I bet you Coach Pierce does have something in his playbook for 4th and 20. Expect to see something maybe a little quirky here.
Bulldogs a little confused. Filinich will be split out wide to the left. Griffin.
Ooh.
Hard snap. That'll get 5 for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will be moved up 5 yards on the offside penalty from the Cardinals.
4th and forever becomes 4th and forever -5. That helps. 4th and 15.
You know the Cardinals are going to have one, maybe 2 guys on Filinich here.
Yeah, I think they'll know where number 10 is.
Griffin in the gun. Filinich wide left. Drop back. He's going to throw to Filinich on a screen. Breaks one tackle to the 30 to 20. Trying to get inside the 15. Falls forward inside the 15. He'll be short of the 1st down, but what an effort from the Bulldogs on that outside screen.
He's a handful, man. There's no way he should have gotten that close. He just keeps his legs driving. He needed to get to the 10. He almost got there. He got to the 13. Now with 3:48 to go, E.D. White is a couple 1st downs away from icing this thing down. LCO's pretty much got to get a 3 and out.
Yep, Cardinals will take over at their own 13-yard line. 3:48 to go in this contest. Cardinals up 14-6. You figure they're going to be in no hurry, heavy run.
And they're going to be putting it in the belly of that fullback who was running wild in the first drive of the 3rd quarter.
Mathern back in at quarterback for the Cardinals. Seminole's in the back. Seminole gets it.
No, quarterback
kept it.
He fell.
And he fell. That'd be a loss.
And the thing that's going to drive Coach Keefe and them crazy there is they had a hole to the outside. He just lost his footing.
Everybody keying on Seminole, and they're going to try and sneak Mathern to the outside. He just tripped up. Loss of about 4 on the play.
So now if you're the Bulldogs with the 2 timeouts, you're probably using each one here if you could make tackles inbounds short of the first down sticks.
Charlotte checks in the game for the Cardinals. Cardinals in no hurry to run a play. Semino in the back. Mathern in the quarterback. It's a toss play to the outside to Charlotte. He crosses the 10. Falling forward, they'll spot the ball around the 15-yard line. We'll have a timeout from LCO on the play. Cardinals will be facing a 3rd and about 10 when we get back. We'll keep it here with 2:47 to go in this contest. This big 2 plays, big play here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game right here if you're LCO. If EDY gets this first down, LCO would have 1 timeout left, but the Cardinals would reset the down sequence. They would pretty much be able to run it all the way down. So here, 3rd and 8. You don't suspect they would put it in the air. You just got to go in the open field, get a little penetration, make a tackle, force a punt.
Yeah, I would think there's no way you're putting the ball in the air here.
No, I agree with that 100%.
And if the Bulldogs do stop them, do you punt? Or
from here, yeah. I mean, if it's 4th and a foot or so, maybe you think about it. But they're known for their special teams here. I'm sure they got to do that could fire it away.
White Mathern takes his team to the field on a big 3rd down play for the Cardinals, 3rd and 8 at their own 15-yard line. Calls for the snap.
Man.
Confusion in the backfield.
Yeah, a lot of penetration.
Bulldogs stop them. We'll call a timeout. That was Sweatman on the carry. Nowhere's to go.
No, it looked like you said, kind of a miscommunication between he and the quarterback. And LCO does their job. They're going to force a punt here. It's going to be 4th and 7. They're going to have, you figure about 2:30 or so with no timeouts. Try to go down the field, score, and get the 2. Brian and I were discussing during a commercial break the middle school overtime situation. Well, to the best of our knowledge, we don't think there is any. We think that if it just ends in a tie, it's just going to be a tie, which I'm sure is sounding pretty good right now if you're net coach Nessie Pierce.
Yeah, you got to have a winner.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got to have a winner. These guys work too hard all week, all summer, and you got to have a winner.
Oh, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Let's see first if EDY can get
formation.
This punt off.
That's Falls back there. Bulldogs have Fillinage back deep, standing at the Cardinal 42, 43-yard line. Snap. Good snap. The punt. It's a very short punt. And it will be down by the Cardinals at about the 33-yard line. So very short punt. Great results for the Bulldogs. You got 2:37 to go and 33 yards to get to the end zone. What more can you ask for?
You're right back where you were the last time you had the football. You were playing 3rd and 20 from the 30. Well, now you're playing 1st and 10 from the 33. So you reset the downs and distance. You are in a situation now where 2:37 to go. And actually, we're getting word from a listener. 1 overtime period in middle school, and each team gets the ball. If it's still tied, then I think we go home with the soccer tie.
So the ball's at the 33-yard line. Bulldogs have a 1st and 10. 2:37 to go. They trail 14-6. The snap. Fillinage throws it out. Double pass.
Oh,
incomplete.
Oh, they had it too.
Bulldogs come with a double pass. Fillinage passed it out to Griffin. Griffin tried to throw the ball downfield. Ball goes incomplete. So just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, just a little too much pressure on the first pass. They had a guy on a cross for the second pass that was open. They just couldn't quite get it out there.
And look, I know in this swing T offense, Coach Pierce, when he was back at South Lafourche, had some special plays in off of this. If quarterback can throw the football, he might be able to get something. Not sure if he has that in, but Bulldogs 2nd and 10. The snap given to Lyons right up the middle. He'll pick up about 3 on the play. Clock will continue to run with. No, it'll stop because there was a flag on the play.
Let's see what this is. They're looking to the EDY sideline. It's going to be on LCO again. And it's another hold.
So the holding call will push the Bulldogs back. Ball's going to be pushed back all the way to the 41-yard line. They are going to replay 2nd down.
Let me ask you, do you prefer 2nd and 18 or 3rd and 8? Because that was the decision that they just made there.
Oh, I'd push them back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. In this situation, yeah, I would.
So the board has it 2nd and 23. Clock is running. Receiver spread out wide to the left. It's Griffin. No, that's Oakland. Mason Oakland. Goes back to the right side. Griffin, the snap. Fake, rolls out to his right, throws the ball downfield to Lyons, short, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. The clock is stopped with 1:49 to go.
Give credit to number 9 for EDY, Parker Mattis, for getting some pressure there. If LCO would have been able to step into that pass, Lyons was open.
Elijah Griffin brings the play in from the sideline. It's 3rd and 23. Bulldogs have the ball at the Cardinal 41. Needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Cardinal showing some pressure. There's a double reverse. Filinic is outside at the 40, the 35, 30, cuts up the 25. Shorter to 20, falls forward to about the 21-yard line. That'll be a Bulldog 1st down.
He's special, man. He is special. He just plays the middle school game at a different speed. He turns the corner there, lowers his shoulder at the end, makes sure he gets the 1st down. If you're LCO, you got to be aware of the clock, though. No timeouts. The chains have already reset. You got 90 seconds to go.
Clock is running, 1:30 to go. Filinic picks up the 1st down for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 21-yard line. Bulldogs get the formation set. Man in motion. Has given the lines up the middle. Big carry up the middle, fighting for extra yards. He's going to fall forward to about the 11. Picks up a 1st down. The clock will stop momentarily to reset the chains, and the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 11.
1:07 to go. The clock is going to start back as the chains have reset. There we go.
Bulldogs halftime, 1 minute to go. Griffin under center. Filinic in motion. Rolls out as Griffin gets the ball to Filinic. Almost intercepted by the Cardinals. That was number 4. White Mathern. Breaking up the pass. That'll force a 2nd and 10. The clock is stopped with 49 seconds to go.
Yeah, as scary as that was, not the worst thing in the world. You do get to stop the clock, get back in the huddle, relax, exhale a little bit.
2nd and 10. Bulldogs can pick up a 1st before the end zone at the 1.
If you get tackled inbounds short of the sticks here, you're really going to have to boogie. You probably can't afford to clock it and set up 4th down.
That's Filinic in at quarterback. Lyons to his right. Man in motion. Filinich gets it, cuts to the outside, cuts inside of the 5, fighting forward to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs! On a nice run by Lakin Filinich. Battled his way to the end zone. In case you just clear, we are 2 points away from a tie ball game.
2 points, 3 yards away. Coach Nessie Pierce decides again, hey, I'm just putting it in Tim's hands. He rides those blockers, give credit to the offensive line, and he drives into the end zone. Credit the Bulldogs for overcoming a penalty or two and still finding a way to get into the end zone.
43 seconds to go. Bulldogs going for the 2-point conversion to tie this game.
Yep, got to have it. This is a huge play. Play of the game coming up right here.
Bulldogs are getting set, and we'll have a timeout.
Yep, E.D. White.
Cardinals called a timeout. Looked like they came with a set right there where they were going to get either Filinich or even Lyons at quarterback.
Coach Keefe says, you will show me your formation, and then I will call timeout. So now does Nessie Pierce do a Brian Colley and change the formation? I know you're famous for doing that, changing your defense out of a timeout.
And I think they come in with the play he called.
Yeah.
You know, all week you practice your best 2-point plays, and
this is it.
yeah, I know Coach Pierce he's well prepared always, and he's going to have, if it came down to this situation, this is the play that we need to run.
43.3 on the clock. Sorry, Brian.
The timeout may have helped the Bulldogs settle everybody down. Because what you don't want to have right here on either side is a penalty.
Yeah, a penalty and any kind of bust. We said it earlier in the broadcast. We say it again. This has been one heck of a middle school game here.
Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage, 3 yards away from tying this game. That's Griffin. He's under center. Filinich and Lyons in the backfield. And the Bulldogs jump.
Yeah, exactly what we were just saying you don't want to have happen. Now you got to move it back to the 8. And now the play call probably is going to have to change a little bit. I don't know that you'll be able to run it in for 8 yards. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can.
They tried to get it 1.5 yards closer.
Yep.
So now the Bulldogs have the ball at the 8-yard line. They need 8 yards on this play here to tie this game. Griffin, man in motion. Griffin rolls out to his left, heavy pressure. He's going down. He throws the ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted at about the 1-yard line.
Sternfeld's got it.
So Sternfeld intercepts the pass on the 2-point conversion,
Well,
which will bring our score 14-12 in favor of the Cardinals.
I'll tell you this, B. It was an outstanding job by Griffin to even get the pass in the air. He was under so much pressure. He broke the first tackle and then understood, hey, we have to have it here. He just kind of threw it into the end zone, kind of a Hail Mary pass, but great presence of mind and a good job by Sternfeld sliding under the football and making it happen.
Now, look, the Bulldogs are kind of hanging their heads, but look, you still have an onside kick.
Yep. You recovered this kick. You're right back in business.
And when you got a Filinich on your team with 42 seconds to go, he can make some things happen. And you're right, man. What just a great play by Brady Griffin, extending that play, just giving his team a chance to even catch it in the end zone.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw here, both of these coaching staffs are going to be proud of the way that their guys competed. If you're LCO, you got to find a way to recover a kick here. They tried a surprise onside kick to start the third quarter. That was just a little pop right down the middle. Let's see if they try a more conventional one towards the sidelines here.
That Rodriguez will kick. Ball's got to go 10 yards. The kick E.D. White bobbles it, but will fall on it at about the 43-yard line.
36, Jackson.
That's Jackson, number 36, falls on the ball for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that should pretty much be the straw that breaks the camel's back there. Now it should be pretty much a kneel down away from being all she wrote.
Yeah, Cardinals just got to drop back, take one knee, and that'll be the end of the game. But what a great middle school football game played tonight.
Yeah, two really good teams, two really well-coached teams. Congratulations to E.D. White and boy, LCO, don't hang your heads, man. You guys have played two of the best teams in the parish to start the year and have competed very well.
The snap, knee, clock didn't start. Now it starts. But that's going to bring us to the end of the game. And Casey, again, just what a great middle school football game. And look, the sportsmanship being shown right now by both teams. You can tell both of these teams are very well respected.
Yep, no doubt about that, my friend. It was a pleasure, and it's a game that zoomed on by because the two teams played it so doggone well. E.D. White gets to 2-0. They have now beaten Raceland and LCO. LCO is 0-2, but they've lost E.D. White and Thibodaux, two contenders. The schedule actually is going to lighten up now for both of these teams, and they're both going to be at the chase at the end of it all.
Yeah, look, let's go ahead. Let's just take a 1-minute break. We're going to get our thoughts together, and we'll come back with our closing thoughts. We'll be right back right here with KLA.